All right, Sherry. Anytime you're ready.
Well,
Good
I'm,
afternoon.
I'm ready. Just
Hi, everyone. We have a wonderful show today. The great Ike Avelli is with us. He's an author, a comedian, a producer, a writer. He's done everything, and everything that he's done has been a true success. You can catch him on his virtual show, In Bed with Ike Avelli. I got to be there one time. And he also has a variety show called 50 Shades of Gay, which you don't want to miss. But for me, he's one of those assets of New York that gives you extra incentive to go visit the state of New York. So hopefully you can catch one of his shows. So I'm honored to introduce Ike Avelli.
Oh, gosh, Sherry, thank you so much. I feel like I should Venmo you something right now.
Oh, you're that fantastic.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. I appreciate it. I'm so happy to be with all of you today.
Oh,
Well, it's
Ike,
nice
it's a
to meet
pleasure
you.
to have you.
Thank you.
Terry, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I just said it was nice having him on the show. Happy Saturday, everybody.
I'm excited. I really am. I watched a couple of your shows, actually more than a couple, and I love the conversations, how they change every week. Talking about the old movies, the singers, the music, everything. I love it.
I have nothing to do with it. I'm just a prop. Hey, Ike, talk about your jacket. I really like that jacket. We're just talking about where'd you get it, but I wanted to see where you.
This I got from Nick Lyon. I don't know if you could see the back.
I love stuff like that.
I love it.
That's great.
He provides me
I
a
love
lot
that.
of my wardrobe for a lot of my shows. So
And where's he at? Is he out of New York?
He's he's in Queens, I believe.
Tell him the black guy from Los Angeles likes his like what he's designed for you.
Well, as soon as I get off here, we were chatting just a few minutes ago. I was telling him I'm coming on here. I will definitely tell him.
Ike, when did you start In Bed with Ike? Did you start that during COVID, or have you always been doing that virtual show?
Yeah, I actually started it. What was happening was a lot of my shows that I do on stage were being postponed because I usually tour, and I have to do something. So I think it was August 18th I started doing Live in Bed with Ike Avelli. We did 11 consecutive weeks, and it's been a ball. I mean, it's far from perfect. It's nothing like the stage lights and the crowd being in front of you, but it's great just to see people. And I love Zoom because you can have, the audience in front of you still.
Mm-hmm.
Brian and Terry, the evening that I was fortunate to be on the show, it's not just a conversation. He has performers on there, and there was actually a beautiful ballad sung in honor of a man that actually passed during the 9/11 tower collapse. But
Oh, wow.
so his show is very multidimensional. There's some amazing talent that he has on, and I think, did you have about 8 different people on there? I was there, but yeah, it's very diverse, and it's a great show.
Yeah, I was trying to bring my variety. It's really rough to do that, and there's a lot of technical difficulties when you're having live performers on Zoom. This platform that you have now is perfect because you get to talk and everyone can hear you. And sometimes when the singers are on, the music isn't coming through; they'll drown out, and there's a lot of technical issues. But we go through. Listen, we know it's not perfect, but we're not in a perfect world right now, so we just try to make the most of it.
I know it's kind of crazy. Everybody's having to be more creative on the way that we get information out. So as long as information is getting out there, but I kind of do like the way that people are getting more creative, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
God, it's incredible.
You're having to be forced out of the box, So some people are adapting to it really well, and some people aren't. So some people are having like meltdowns every day. So
Rough. I find the most entertaining things I've been watching are the Zoom performances where they actually take people who recorded their voice over a song and then they combine them all together, and it's like they're on stage all together singing. It's just remarkable. It's brilliant.
oh wow, I haven't seen that. I mean, I've seen people like perform maybe instruments and stuff together, but I haven't seen that. I don't know. But again, everybody's getting creative. We have to.
If we can send each other's emails, I will send it to you.
Yes, please.
Brilliant.
Ike, you did something that I liked. I liked the 50 Shades of Gay, but also Something Lube. I thought that was pretty creative. That you did.
Oh, the musical?
Yeah.
Loop musical. Yeah, yeah. That I
I
was
thought
always
that was pretty good. I'm still laughing about it, actually.
well, believe it or not, my sponsor was happy with it too because Uber Lube is one of my sponsors, and they when I brought the idea to them, they were completely on board. Which duh, right? But I went 1978. I was such a big fan of Grease, and I was probably 12 years old, and I said to myself, "Oh my God, one day, thinking at 12, I would love to put a musical together." And who would ever thought it would take like 40 years? But here we are, and I did a parody of Grease, and I called it Lube, and it kind of went towards it's a twisted love story, but it's more for the LGBTQ if Grease took place today.
I think that's brilliant. I remember when they did the re-release of that, and it was it the first time I met Travolta? I thought it was great because when Grease first came out, I didn't like it because it was in the disco era, and I was like, no, no, we're not going back to the '50s. And then after, you can't help but like it. The songs are great. It's well written. And then meeting is Randall Kleiser, the director. I think he tried to pick me up. It was really funny.
Ugh, I never get picked up, so you're lucky. Yeah, but Grease was great. I did tie in a lot of classic pop songs throughout the decades into the musical, and did a couple of parodies I wrote. Some songs from Grease, Summer Lovin', and it was just, we had a ball on stage, and we had great people. I had Sam Stein, Isaac Reich-Jem, Dana Michelle Savage, Tim Moss, and we just came together and we had such a ball, no drama, and here we are. We were supposed to do it again this year, travel with it, and unfortunately, the circumstances is not allowing us to.
Sherry, what did you like about Ike?
I'm sorry?
What did you like about Ike?
Everything. No, he's appeared in, I know Eileen Shapiro has said that it's really difficult to get into Next magazine or Get Out magazine, and Ike has been in those, and they've also called him the best comedian. And the Huffington Post, I said, you're just very creative. And I always think comedians are just so smart and clever that I was wondering, where do you get your inspiration for your ideas for your comedy? Do you have a drink of choice? Do you have someone in the back of your mind you think of? What inspires you to put out what you do?
Well, if you don't mind me going a little far back, I was probably 5 or 6, and my family was watching the Carol Burnett show. And I wanted to do a variety show so bad when I was a kid. And it's just like when I saw Grease as well. And then as the years went on, I seen probably in the early 80s, Whoopi Goldberg's one-woman show, which was, it blew me away. And Sandra Bernhard's one-woman show, and Tracy Ullman, and all, I'm inspired by very strong women. And that was a lot of my inspirations. And throughout the years, I used to jot things down, and I started putting shows together. I have about 10 adult variety shows now under my belt. And a lot of it, I will be sitting down like Grease. I was like, I have to write something. 2015, 50 Shades of Grey came out, and I saw the trailer for it, and I had to put a show together for Pride. And the night before Pride, marriage equality had passed. The Supreme Court made the ruling. And the next night was 50 Shades of Grey's premiere. And after that, it just happened, Sherry. I'm rambling on, but it's just.
No, you're so talented, and you're the confidence you exude. Brian, I don't know if you know this, but Ike had performed actually with Joan Rivers.
Oh, you did?
I performed. No, I didn't perform with. I wish I did.
Oh, I thought you had.
Oh, please! That would have been my dream. She was the reason why I'm a comedian.
Really?
Yeah, I met her in person, but I wish I could have performed with her. Oh, that would have been golden. Joan was my inspiration. Yeah. I wish I met Joan. Well, I met her, but I didn't physically perform with her.
Joan would have liked you because every time Joan and I and Melissa got together, we always had fun. It'd be the three of us, if you can imagine that. And I shouldn't be here, but we just had fun talking. A lot of times we would talk about, because Melissa liked the world of Drassans, horses. So we would talk about horses. And then I would talk about Joan's favorite charity at that point. And that's where I really liked her, because I got a chance to see a lot of the comedians when they were off, if that's unusual. Just like I got a chance to see, I made Robin Williams cry. And I always tell to this day, when I made Robin Williams cry, when he died, he made me cry. And that's because he was always on.
That's incredible. And it's sad, especially for Robin Williams, somebody so funny, so smart, so brilliant, and nothing you could do to help. Unfortunately, it's sad. He was if I was on stage with him, I would have walked off. I would have forget it. I can't even perform with him. He's going to make me look like an idiot.
Isn't it crazy though, that under all that comedy, there was so much pain and heartache, you know? So you just never know what's going on with people, you know, because he was an amazing comedian. You would think there was nothing, you know, wrong going on in his life. You know, who would know? Yeah.
There's no explanation for it, unfortunately. I actually live with somebody who has mental illness as well. And it's just nothing you could say, nothing you can do. And it's sad. It really is.
Like, how tough is it to be that comedian when there's a lot of stuff going on? There's a lot of good material that I know you guys are coming up with, that at the same time, where do you draw the line on certain things? Because you can't go on the road and perform. You got to do it different ways.
Well, yeah, obviously you're not going to, for me anyway, I'm not going to draw the line when it comes to people passing away from COVID, but I do find ways to make a light of it. Like on my show, I said COVID-19 has done what women have been trying to do for centuries: cancel sporting events, keeping their man at home, and closing the bars.
That's a good one. I like that one. And it's so true. I was talking to John Robb yesterday from the UK, and I go, who would have ever foreseen bars in the United Kingdom closing, and then sports in the United States just nothing?
Horrible. I live to see concerts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right? I mean, how is this possible that this summer, where I'm usually going over to the Art Center here and seeing an outdoor performance of, you know, any kind of singer that I love, and I can't go? It's unbelievable. It really is. I cannot believe we're in this world right now.
Well, what I thought was kind of crazy is watching the Dodger game with the cutout people. I don't know if I in the soundtrack in the back, I was like, I'd rather just like have nothing there. I don't want to look at these cardboard people and the laugh track. I can't stand laugh tracks anyway. It's just, they always annoy me because I just do it so phony. So, and I know I'm not the only person who was just like, oh my God, this is like Twilight Zone. Like, this is not cool. So.
We know it's not real, and we're like, I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to the first. I was supposed to have a show, and Sherry, we talked, I think, about it too. It was August 8th, and it was supposed to be at the Triad Theater in New York City, and again, postponed. Phase 4 was supposed to open for New York City Monday the 20th, and Phase 4 is open, but outdoor dining and outdoor performing only.
When you're performing as a comedian, do you like a larger crowd, a smaller, intimate venue, or does that matter for you? And I also heard, have you performed at Fire Island yet?
I've done not a whole show, but I have performed numbers in other people's shows, and it's a blast. But unfortunately, it's more drag oriented out there, which is fine. It's just for me, I'll go out and I'll perform in one of the drag performer shows, and we have a blast. We have a great time. But I would love to do my own show out on Fire Island one day.
Like, when did you know that you made it? Was there one show that you said, I've accomplished this?
Well, I wouldn't say I made it yet. I'm still knocking on Ricky Martin's door, and he's not opening the door. So.
Knock louder.
Yeah, if I can knock loud, I'm like,
he's home now.
Yeah. But he's married, unfortunately, again.
Hey, you know what? Here's another joke for you. I'm sure you guys are coming up. The way all these people are splitting up and getting divorced. Have you ever seen this before?
Well, if you're stuck in a house with somebody all day long, you know, it's difficult. I mean, half these people don't like each other anyway. So,
I know, but I'm talking about people that have been together for 20, 25, 30.
that's what I'm saying. When you're with somebody for 20, 25 years, you usually don't like that person anymore.
You have to tell them. I mean, where are they going, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
I know.
funny thing. That's what I talk about too. It's people are calling me on the phone now. I'm like, what is this? I'm used to texting and chatting. Now people want to talk, and they don't shut up. And I can't say gotta run. Where am I running to?
Yeah, and then, people are so stressed out, then they'll repeat the same thing. Oh, well, I have friends that just will call and they'll repeat the same thing over and over. I'm like, okay, you said it 5 times. You say it again. You're just saying it. You're saying the same thing 5 times, just in a different way. So.
Yep. Yeah, you want to record it and then just play it back and say avoid the call.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm trying to very hard, and I've talked to Brian about this. I'm trying to stay positive in this crazy world because there's just so much bad energy, and like sometimes I can't even make jokes with my friends because I'm kind of a silly girl and I like to joke around, and it's just like there's no sense of humor. It's like people are just like so like in this like tunnel vision thing. It's just really depressing.
I mean, at some point, as long as you're not digging at something that's extremely personal, we have to find something funny. I mean, otherwise we're all gonna, succumb to sadness. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just not healthy for our mental state, and you need to find humor even in this COVID situation. Like I'm trying to start. I mean, it's not funny, but you have to find humor in it. Otherwise, you can't function.
I agree.
So that's why comedy is so important, especially like in this weird twilight zone that we're living in. I mean, comedy is what's going to get us through.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's like they always said for years, it's the best medicine, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, I wake up every morning, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be positive. And I turn the news on. I'm like, oh God, it's still here.
It's like, when you have those adult channels and you try to scramble it for your kids, you have to do that to the news channel now too.
Yeah. You have to do it to Facebook too, because like I'll turn on my Facebook and I'll see what my friends are doing. It used to be like, food pictures and workout pictures and selfies. Now it's just COVID. I'm like, can people talk about something else besides COVID?
It's that and the spoilers. Oh, people are home now. They spoil every show for me. I can't even go online.
Oh, I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh God! Last night RuPaul's Drag Race was on. I open up the thing. There's the winner. I'm like, are you kidding me? DVR.
They have too much time on their hands, so that's why. So.
Ike, what was your feelings when D.L. Hughley passed out on stage in Tennessee? And also, when I was talking to Sidbat, his agent had booked him a month and a half ago now, where he went to Scottsdale, Arizona, and he came back and said nobody was wearing a mask. And then he's a clean freak to begin with. And then he likes to meet people after the stage and hang out with people. He goes, I couldn't hang out with anybody because I've got a young one. He's actually a grandfather now. So when he drove back, he was like, it was like a waste of his time, but he was glad he made people laugh. But at the same time, he was concerned about his safety. What are your thoughts about that? And what do you think of DL passing out on stage?
I think that's a horrible thing to happen to anybody. I mean, sometimes we go out and we perform and we may not feel well, but we don't want to let anybody down. And you want to go out there and you want to do but oh my God, poor DL. I mean, that's horrible. And I don't even know if he was a quarter of the way through, halfway through, but if you're going out there and you're not feeling well, you shouldn't go out there. It's exhaustion sometimes, most of the times anyway. But yeah, I feel bad for him. It's sad because, you want to give it your all and you don't want to disappoint anybody.
Before you go on stage, is there anything you do? Do you have any like good luck things that you do or anything to prepare to walk on stage?
Honestly, Sherry, let me tell you what I do. This. Cover up the wrinkles. That's the first thing. I usually have a crew because I do adult variety shows. So I usually have a few people backstage with me. So we just wish each other luck, break a leg and hope for the best. And sometimes we'll do a little Facebook Live too. Just let everybody know. So it kind of gets rid of the nerves a little bit.
With your book that you've put out, it's a top seller. It's a year in the life of A Year in the Life with Ike Avelli, and it ain't pretty. So you had cameras follow you around without giving away the whole book. Are there any, snippets? Yes. Are there any snippets that you're allowed to reveal to us that surprised you, or?
I actually was impressed with Andy Cohen's Diaries, his book, and The Diary of a Mad Diva by Joan Rivers. And 2017, I started jotting things down. I started traveling a lot. As I mentioned, I had a friend who was ill, so I captured that all in the diary of my friend and how he was feeling, and people that I work with, putting shows together. My mom, who is now, she's 78, she's in there, and every day is something different. It could be somebody that passed away that I knew, or me falling off the stage. or
Have you?
Oh, you have no idea. So, I don't know if you ever heard. All right, I'll tell you a little snippet. I did a Christmas show at the George Street Playhouse in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And it was a beautiful theater. And my dressing room happened to be up a flight of stairs. And I go on stage with very high platform shoes on. And I couldn't find one of the performers that she was supposed to go on. Gio Michael, she's a Liza Minnelli impersonator. And couldn't find her. So I'm running literally down the stairs in these platforms. And the stairs were very narrow. And I wound up, before I went on, tripped down the stairs and sprained my ankle, which was not pretty because I had to go out in high heels, and it was a mess. So yeah, there's a lot of bad things that happen backstage.
How did you go out on stage and with the high heels? That's not easy to do.
Yeah, I will send you a clip after the show.
Wow.
I've learned to do it. I've been surrounded by drag queens, and I learned from the best.
Who's your favorite to impersonate? I know you've done Wendy Williams. You've done Cher, probably. Who's your favorite to impersonate?
Cher, probably.
Yeah.
Cher, I love. I think it's becoming somebody that you're not every day. And for Cher, that means piling on the makeup, the wigs, the clothes, and just having a blast. And that's what I love the most. And Cher is my favorite by far. Still my favorite, even when I don't dress up as her.
Mm-hmm.
Have you met her?
That and Patti LaBelle. But have I met Cher? No.
No,
unfortunately, no. I met Roseanne, but she wasn't very nice.
She probably hadn't taken her medication that day. That's why.
Oh, let me tell you. I mean, I hope you don't mind because I love to gossip. But I went to, it was a Holyfield fight in Atlantic City. And she was there with her then limo driver boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was in the 90s, as a matter of fact. And I just asked if I could have her picture, with her. And she screamed out, "No!" And
that voice.
like, oh. But I love her. That's the thing. You know what? It didn't bother me that she was that way because I still love her show. She was incredible. But, oh, please, grow up.
She was going through a lot then. My God, she walked into the rooms, for TCA, and we're like, okay, did she take her medicine today? Is she gonna show up? Is she gonna get upset and throw a glass at it? We never knew what to expect,
I would say, I wouldn't say it was disappointed. I kind of figured it would probably happen, but you never know. You could get them on a good day, and thank God I talked to them, but not this time.
Meanwhile, with Robin Williams, he would come in, he would lock the door, and then he would do everything to make us laugh because we couldn't laugh. We needed clean sound bites, so we'd have to go like, and he would make us laugh until we all busted up, and then we got it all out, and then he would calm down at that point and still make us laugh, but it was funny.
I love that. I love stories like that.
When you were in high school, did you know you were funny in high school too? I'm sure you were.
I used to be the class clown. I used to imitate the teachers. The kids would love it. Then until the teachers found out and then asked me to do it, and then I went under the desk.
How about the bullies?
You got to make the bullies laugh. If you can make the bullies laugh, you're good. Now I try to fight the bullies that are picking on other people because I cannot tolerate that. That's one thing I don't like, when I see people who are not defending themselves and people are bullying them. Ugh.
So when Sherry comes into the U.S., you got to have Sherry on the stage with you?
Sherry, Sherry, you had better come on stage.
Okay.
Absolutely. All four of you, if you're in New York City and I'm having a show, if it's not postponed again, come on stage.
I'd love to.
I would bring you up. Where are you from, Terry?
I'm in Redondo Beach, California.
Oh, okay. Okay, very good. And Brian?
Los Angeles and Nevada.
Oh, love Nevada.
It's only
Not that I don't
107
like
today.
Really?
Oh.
It's so nice here today in Redondo. It's not, I don't know how, I think it's maybe like 80 something. It's nice.
It's 107.
Sherry,
I've been
I know
inside
you're
the whole
from
time doing shows.
And Sherry, Canada right now, how's it with COVID? Is it like?
We're okay. Yeah, I'm in a rural area, so we're already distanced ourselves as a habit, so we're good.
Yeah.
But Eileen Shapiro, before the show, she wanted me to tell you that she loves you, and she also wanted me to ask, why do you like to ride in cabs?
Not Ubers, cabs?
Cabs. It's I have to tell you, Eileen, I met Eileen, and I'm sorry if I keep rambling on. Stop me if I'm.
Oh, it's perfect.
No.
Eileen, I met back, I think it was 2012. And she is another example of such a smart, brilliant woman. I think she is incredible. She had dreams and she went for them. And the fact that she has interviewed every celebrity possible is just, and not just, she's an amazing woman. And for something good to happen to her, it makes everything so much better, because I don't like it when bad people win. So Eileen's incredible. So the cab story, it was about 3 years ago. We were in the city and we were across from the stone wall sitting in the park. There was a gentleman sitting next to us and he was talking on the phone as if he was a little crazy. Like the world was going to end in a day or two. So Eileen and I were looking like, we better go eat before the world ends, right? So we got in a cab. Things just went awry for the both of us. The cab driver probably thought we were nuts. We were talking really inappropriately, adult behavior. And hopefully we're going to do something soon in a cab again and film it this time. But we had a blast, and I always have a good time with Eileen. I love that woman.
So you had your own taxi cab confessions, huh?
Oh, unfortunately, it wasn't recorded.
You know, it's funny. I like taxis too, except I can't get one in New York because I'm black.
Me too. I'd make sure you get a cab, Brian.
Well, I would need your help.
You know what? We don't need one. We'll rent a car. I'll rent a car.
No, that would be fun to come see you. I mean, God, Sherry, now I guess we're going cross country in Terry, huh?
Yep. I haven't been to New York. Last time I was in New York was probably like 20 years ago. It's been a long time since I've been there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are supposed to, if I'm not mistaken, this year we were supposed to be traveling everywhere. Palm Springs, I don't know how far it is from you where you're at now.
Palm Springs is about 2 hours from me.
Yeah, we were
But
supposed to.
California is pretty much screwed right now. I mean, everything it's barbershops and hair salons. They have to do their clients outdoors, which I don't know how that works. You can't have to get your nails done outdoors. I don't know. I mean, I was thinking, what if you need a bikini wax? You can't do that outdoors. Sorry.
And it's
Kind of difficult to do that kind of stuff.
You'll be out there and there'll be somebody walking by.
Legs in the air.
Yeah, right. Surprise.
Interesting.
Yeah, but hopefully I'll get out to California then once this all, dies down.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, New York City, you better come.
Yes.
Well, I grew up in Connecticut. It's been a while since I've been in New York. I think it's 3 years, and I miss it. I like to go visit, and I miss it,
Yeah, a lot of stuff is closing down. A lot of the places that I I frequent are closing like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Our job is to help
I
small businesses any way that we can.
yeah.
Ike, are you able to get any humor out of the COVID situation aside from perhaps the, home arrest and people not liking where to go? And do you get any good material from this, or is it just too difficult?
No, I've wrote a lot since April. In the beginning, I probably didn't write so much. Now I'm writing a little bit more. It's just everyday items, and I'm very self-deprecating. So with this whole thing and gaining weight, and it's so easy to write. It's inevitable at this point. I cannot stop eating. I'm just thinking of putting the refrigerator next to my bed.
Well, you can always have Terry train you.
Yep.
Terry?
What was that? Yeah, I compete in Bikini Fitness.
Oh, well, do you have an online program?
I don't have an online program.
Terry, you're
but
supposed to say yes.
Well, no, I mean, right now I don't have an online program, but I need to start one. I mean, I'm training right now with a pro athlete. I'm going to be doing Fitness Universe in Vegas in November. So.
Oh, man, that's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I've trained people, but that's not my business. I'm more into competing, but I do not.
She was supposed to say yes, right?
Yeah, but I'm so busy right now, Brian. I've got,
No. You're supposed to say yes, right, Ike?
Okay.
When you can't do something as that actress or whatever, yeah, I can do it. And
yeah, I can do anything I want to, Brian, that I put my mind to. That's just, how I am. So.
Yeah. I usually get upset if somebody did say yes, because then they make it like, yeah, you do need to lose weight. Or I'll help you all I can.
Hey, my best fitness advice to people right now, because a lot of people are getting skinny fat from COVID because they're drinking too much booze and they're doing too much cardio. So I'm all, you got to eat more protein, get off the cardio train and lift some weights and do some HIIT routines. So that's my tip of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah. I have to get on the ball here because I'm a mess. I cannot believe it. And you know what the problem is you're afraid that the shelves are going to be empty. So you're buying everything that you really bought before, right? I've got stock in Pop-Tarts. I don't know, what the hell am I doing with these? I'm like,
the toilet paper thing was the most crazy thing, but they're starting this all over again where they're saying to buy stuff. I'm not buying into it this time again. Well, the only thing is maybe the toilet paper, because that was kind of a problem, but
Yeah, well, that's one of the jokes I wrote with COVID. Mm-hmm. A lot of things I've learned about COVID is, number one, don't buy fiber when there's a toilet paper shortage, right?
And this is why you have the new restroom kit that comes out.
Look at
You can take it with you anytime. It's great. Terry, you'll like this one. Sherry, you'll like this too. It's actually pretty good. He's got.
Is that a new one?
It's a new one. Okay. But also in New York, it's actually for first responders now. So a lot of policemen, the firefighters, the nurses, hospitals. That's what's really why it's a good story behind it. And the military people like.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to buy stock in that stuff now. Buy it by bulk.
Hey, I tell people, AI technology, voiceover, cleaning supplies, anything for us environmentally friendly and sustainable, these are the things, and telecommunications. It's not going anywhere. So that's what you have to have.
I need to know, because Walking Dead has been on for 9 years?
Yeah.
What are they using for toilet paper?
This is perfect for The Walking Dead. And now the season's late.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. The new the finale episode is supposed to air in October.
Yeah. Hey, we got about 2 minutes. I give you social media links for the audience.
Yeah, actually, ikeavelli.net. If you visit that website, all my social media is on there. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Go to YouTube. Right now, I have a wonderful little mini show. It's in its 3rd season with Tim Moss. It's called the Tim and Ike Show. And we do 1-minute sketches because nobody pays attention anymore for some reason. So they're deleting my videos after 2 minutes. So we do minute sketches and we have a ball with it. And I've been posting some live videos from my shows from the past. So I've been putting that on there as well.
And Sherry, give your social media links, please.
Ike, you still look dapper. You don't look heavy to me. My social media is Facebook, Sherry Nelson, Instagram and Twitter. I'm XOXO, Sherry XO.
And Nonstop.
Terry Marie Official is my website, and then Terry Marie Nonstop on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok.
Oh,
I had to do goofy videos now. I'm enjoying it because I have to laugh about stuff with humor. So I got tired of Facebook because it was too depressing. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go on TikTok now and make silly videos. So anyway,
good.
I'm there.
So for Sherry Nelson out of British Columbia, Ike Avelli out of New York, Terry Marie out of Redondo Beach, and I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Movie Reviews and More, Women on TV.tv, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee. And thank you so much for Ike for coming out. It's been a pleasure. And we will get to New York some kind of strange way. Like we got to get to Chicago. We got to get to Tennessee. All of this will happen some kind of bizarre way. I've got a plan A, B, C, D, E, and F. We will get there. So if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because Terry and Sherry and Ike, the world needs it, doesn't it?
Amen. Amen.
See you next week.
That was awesome.